I'd advise against breathing in these fumes. They smell awful.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Remember that time you tried to bake the perfect cake for your husband? And remember how the grocer didn't have the strawberries he liked, so you ended up topping it with cherries instead? And remember how you forgot he was allergic to cherries and he ended up hospitalized for over a week? Well, that was some disaster. But it wasn't your fault. It was the fault of your grocer. That's why we recommend you shop at Super Duper Mart. Our shelves are always stocked with the freshest fruits and vegetables, as well as all the ingredients you need to bake a cake or cook your next meal. That's because, as your grocer, we feel responsible for the health and well-being of your family, almost as if we were a part of it. Of course, the Super Duper Mart isn't just a grocer.
Got it.
From food to electronics, gardening supplies to home decor, Super Duper Mart has it all, and now you can too. Super Duper Mart, for all your shopping needs.
Kill them all!
Don't touch that dial. You found the best radio station in Boston.
Coming to a theater near you, Dick Petty and the Drag Strip Dolly. He's the man behind the wheel with grease in his hair and lead in his foot. She's his arch rival with a chassis that'll make your motor roar. Ba-ba-vroom!
You hear the news? Some girl from uptown sending out a challenge to all the greasers on the west side.
I know they're still here.
There ain't a car in the world faster than Roddy. It's grease lightning on a two-lane blacktop.
And she knows it. That's why she doesn't want to race me. She wants to do a chicken run.
But you ain't chicken, boss. A turkey, maybe, but chicken, not a chance.
That's right. I don't know the meaning of fear. A teacher tried to tell me once, so I dropped out of the 2nd grade and became a drag racer instead.
That's a great story,
That's
boss. Still, you think you might want to wear a helmet next time?
Helmets are for cowards, just like seatbelts in work and brakes. Now let's go. The boys are waiting.
Let's show them how to...
What happened there, boss? You lose your nerve?
No, it wasn't that.
Then what happened?
I was driving ahead, pedal to the metal, but then I made the mistake of looking up, and that's when our eyes met. She was the bee's knees, a real drag strip dolly. I knew right then I couldn't let anything happen to her, so I swerved out of the way.
Really, Dick? You know what they're saying out there, right? They're saying you're chicken.
I'm not a chicken, damn it. I'm in love.
It's a story of thrills, chills, and head-on collisions. Coming this summer, it's Dick Petty and the Drag Strip Dolly.
It's all right. Stand it down.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Good work. Don't
What a
leave anything
beautiful
behind.
day. A carefree, happy day. One that
Watch
you'll
your
want
step.
to relive
There's quite a
again
bit
and
of
again.
debris here.
You can try remembering this day on your own, but for some reason, you can't piece it all together. You can try drawing it, but let's face it, you're hardly an artist. You can try going back to the same spot with the same people, only to find that you're older, crankier, and the entire area has been bombarded with nuclear missiles. In fact, these days, there's only one way to save a perfect summer day. It's with pictures. Use Kodak cameras to save all your best days, because it will only get worse from here.
And now, some music.
It's all over, but the cry, and nobody's crying but me. Friends all over know I'm trying to forget about how much I care for you.
I'm through.
It's all over, but the dreaming.
Powering up. Protectron on duty.
That keep trying to come true.
Protect and serve.
It's all over, but the cry, and I am crying over. It's all over, but the cry, and nobody's crying but me. Friends all over know I'm trying to forget about how much I care for you. It's all over, but the dreaming, poor little dream that keeps trying to come true. It's all over, but the cry, and
You're listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM station in all of Boston.
So, Linda, how's school? Well, I'm trying to figure out what courses to take next term. I'm thinking about taking home economics.
Home economics? Let Mr. Handy take care of that stuff.
But Mr. Handy doesn't give me course credit. It's senior year and I just need something to fill the time. So I wanted something easy.
Linda, that isn't right. How would Mrs. Anderson feel if you told her her class was a joke, just like her life?
I never said it was a joke. I like Miss Anderson.
You have a strange way of showing it. You take that class and you're wasting her time and yours.
So what class should I take? None of them really interest me.
Not everything has to be interesting. School is about learning the skills you need to succeed in life. Now, let me take a look. Now see? There's a class you should be taking.
Oh, that's that new firearm class, sponsored by the good folks at Beretta. Why would I want to take that?
You're gonna have to learn it sometime, Linda. They say the communists could invade any day now. And you're not gonna be able to fight them off with a blueberry pie now, are you?
I suppose not. And that 9mm pistol looks real swell.
It sure does. In fact, why don't I help you get a leg up on your studies? We can practice on that immigrant who moved in next door.
Is that legal?
Of course. They call them illegal immigrants for a reason, Linda. It means, as an American citizen, you have the constitutional right to shoot them. Now come on, let's go find you a gun.
I don't want to set the world on start a flame in your heart. In my heart I have but one desire.
Sweet. The machinery around here in good use. I'll have to mention it to her next time we're aboard the Fridlin.
I've lost all ambition for worldly acclaim. I just want to be the one you love. And with your admission that you feel the same, I'll have reached the goal I'm dreaming of. Believe me, I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart.
I don't want to set the world on fire, honey. I love you too much. I just want to start a great big flame down in your heart. You see, way down inside of me, darling, I have only one desire. And that one desire is you. And I know nobody else ain't gonna do.
I've lost all ambition for worldly acclaim. I just wanna be the one you love. And with your admission that you feel the same, I'll have reached the goal I'm dreaming of. Believe me, I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Whenever I'm out of town, my girlfriends always ask me, how do I stay so thin? My secret is actually really simple. Nuka-Cola soda has the same amount of calories as your average grapefruit without all the bitter aftertaste of actually eating one. In fact, the cold, refreshing taste of Nuka-Cola really quenches my thirst and keeps me from eating something else that really adds those pounds. It also peps me up and gives me so much energy, I want to jog around the park. Not that I need to, because if I was any thinner, I'd be practically invisible. So if you're like me and don't like going on a lengthy diet, head on over to your local grocery store and buy a bottle of Nuka-Cola today. Your waistline will thank you. Don't touch that dial. You found the best radio station in Boston.
All systems go. We're cleared for takeoff. Weapons hot and ready to bring the pain, ma'am.
Every young girl needs love and romance. There's one thing she doesn't need.
There you are. What are you doing in this horrible...
It's my home, Mother.
This is where you live. But there's so much... sun.
We're vault dwellers, not vampires. Harold and I are very happy here.
Harold? Is that a surface boy's name?
It is. And the two of us are very much in love.
Oh dear. You know it won't last.
That's not true. The two of us are perfectly compatible. We both like hot dogs, walks on the beach, and our favorite movie is Love Sets Sail.
You may be compatible with him, but is America compatible with the Chinese? Because that's what will end your relationship.
Stand by for landing.
Right over what movie you want to see.
Then I'll convince him to move in. He can live with us inside the shelter.
Good luck with that.
Honey, I want to talk to you about something. I think we should move.
Really? I thought you agreed this home was perfect.
Perfect for us, maybe, but I can't help but feel it's a little too high up.
Well, we lose the view. But the rent's cheaper on the lower floors.
I was thinking lower.
You mean like in the lobby?
Lower.
The basement parking lot?
Lower. I want to live in the vault.
A vault? But I thought only paranoid nutjobs live in vaults, not normal people like me.
Actually, that's not true. Sadie over on Elm Street was born in a vault.
I always knew there was something shifty about her.
And Greg over at the diner. Him too.
Never liked him. Did you know he got angry because I left him a 10% tip? Maybe if he gave me better service, he wouldn't have to complain about the size of the...
And me, Harold. I was born in a vault.
What? You? But how?
Well, my father works for Vault Tech, and he and some of the others in the neighborhood got to test some of the early prototypes. They had to make sure people wouldn't go insane from living underground for so long.
And did they? Go insane?
Not all of them.
Let's trade
I
some
don't know.
things.
A housewife has responsibilities. I want to come home to a hot meal, not some emergency food ration.
If you're talking about the MRE pouches, they are a perfectly balanced dinner and they taste just fine. Oh, I'm kidding, Harold. We cook the same food underground that you do up here. I promise. In fact, why don't we visit my mother and I'll give you a tour?
Honey, one scary thing at a time, sweetie, if you don't mind.
Got a doll baby, I love her so. Nothing else like her anywhere you go. A man, she's anything but calm. Regular pint-sized atom bomb. Atom bomb, baby, little atom bomb. I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want it to be. A million times hotter than TNT. Atom bomb baby, loaded with power, radioactive as a TV tower, a nuclear fission in her soul, loves with the electronic control. Atom bomb baby, little atom bomb, I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want it to be, a million times hotter than TNT. Atom bomb baby, boy she can start one of those chain reactions in my heart. A big explosion, big and loud, mushrooms me right up on a cloud. Atom bomb baby, little atom bomb, I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want her to be, a million times hotter than TNT. Godless bastard! The hell with you! Atom bomb baby, sweet as a bomb.
large coffee and a jelly donut for only $30? $30? I'm telling the truth. And if you don't like jelly, there's over 50 different flavors to choose from. Wait, I want to go back. You're saying I can get a large coffee and a jelly donut for only $30? That's right. And it's not some special promotion. The price won't change in a week. Nope. You go today, tomorrow, even next year, and the price will be the same. $30. That's incredible. I think I have $30 just lying around in my couch cushion. And there's no better place to spend it than in Slocum's Joe. Only place to start your morning.
Don't touch that dial. You found the best radio station in Boston. Atomic Radio.
Critics and moviegoers agree, On the Waterfront is the greatest film of our time.
You want my philosophy in life? Do it to him before he does it to you. Then do it to his sister while you're at it.
Why his sister?
I don't know. Insult to injury.
Okay, I think I get it. So, if I'm walking past a homeless person, I should ask him for change.
No, that's not what I meant.
But you said do it to him. I'm asking him for money before he has the chance to ask me.
Look, it doesn't apply to everything. The point is, I'm a tough guy. What do you want, Father?
Your confession. Also, your double part, and I need these things.
Tell it to Jesus. If you want, I can deliver you to him.
That's your solution for everything, violence.
It used to be. But now I make an exception for homeless people. And last time I checked, Father, you got a roof over your head.
We've got the baddest bullies and the baddest harbor in the world. And you ain't so bad.
You ain't so bad yourself, Lee.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying I ain't so bad as in I'm a nice guy?
Yeah. Wait, what are you saying?
You know who the Pistols are. In fact, there's one of them right in this room. We all know who he is, but we're afraid to say his name. And why? Because he'll shoot us? Well, that's probably a pretty good. But that's my party space, and he has no right to take it. It's a love story with brass knuckles. A heartwarming children's movie with gore and violence. It's the one motion picture you must see. On the Waterfront.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Here's some coffee, dear. Oh my! Was it too hot?
No, honey, it was perfect. The perfect murder weapon. If I didn't know any better, you were trying to kill me with this bland, bitter coffee. And in my book, that makes you an accessory to murder.
It's not my fault, dear. I followed the directions on the can.
That's the problem. Coffee doesn't come from a can. It comes from beans, and you'd know that if you ever been to a Cup of Joe.
A cup of joe? What's that?
It's a restaurant where they serve nothing but the richest mountain-grown coffee you've ever tasted. Come on, I'll show you.
This really is good.
Because it's from mountain beans, not grown in a lab and packed in some piece of tin like this instant stuff.
You're right. Instant coffee sounds dangerous. Maybe we should call the police.
Way ahead of you, honey. Way ahead of you.
And now, some music.
I was walking along, minding my business, when out of an orange-colored sky.
Human, did you make the machine work? Good.
There's Brotherhood.
Fist,
and there's everything
this
else.
is Hammer.
Nothing in between.
I got a human to make the machine work. We found a good place. Already has walls and water.
room underground with many good things inside. Send more people so we can raid more. We give you these guns for trade. Okay, human. Make the machine stop recording now. Human! Not time for sleep! Stop bleeding and work the machine! Ah, fine. Hammer will fix it!
Whatever this thing was.
When I find that big uranium rock, money, money, honey, the kind you fold. Money, money, honey, rock and roll. Break it in, bail it up like hay. Have a rocking good time, throw it all away.
Looks clear. Perfect place to set up a bivouac.
Yes, that's me in my long Cadillac. Heading down the road and I ain't coming back.
Yes.
Ain't no red light gonna make me stop. When I find that big uranium rock. Money, money, honey, the kind you fold. Money, money, honey, rock and roll. Break it in, bail it up like hay. Have a rocking good time and throw it all away.
Don't touch that dial. You found the best radio station in Boston. Atomic Radio.
Stein Residence, Gertrude speaking.
Hey, Gertie. I got some bad news. Billy at the shop needs me to cover for him. Something about bees in his pants?
Oh my, that sounds serious.
Yeah. Supposedly, he's only got a 10% chance to keep his ding-a-ling, but that's not why I'm calling, honey bun. I wanted to let you know that I'll probably have to cancel on our date tonight.
That's a shame. Oh well, I'll see you when you get home, dear.
Love you.
Love you too.
Did she buy it?
Hook, line, and sinker, Billy.
I bet it was the bees that scared her. People are terrified of bees.
That's your ignorance talking. Without bees, the world would be a scary place. There'd be no flowers, no fruits, and no apiologists.
What now?
Apiologist, Billy. That's a fancy name for beekeeper. Now, if you want to talk about something scary, that would be the tarantula hawk.
Is that some kind of bird?
It's a wasp, and if you had one of those in your pants, the last thing you'd be doing is going to the ball game.
Oh no, should I be worried? What if they have a taste for human flesh?
Haha, no. The tarantula hawk, or cazador as they're called in some parts, is too small to eat humans. You're not going to look up in the sky and find a swarm of them stinging people. And do you know who we have to thank for that?
Bees?
Sure, why not? In fact, when the ball game's over, why don't we go back to your place and I'll tell you about the time a bumblebee saved my life.
Wow, bees really are man's best friend.
And don't you forget it.
Well, I'm a mighty, mighty man. I'm young and I'm in my prime. Yes, I'm a mighty, mighty man. I'm young and I'm in my prime. Well, I don't pick my jobs. I'm ready for any old kind. Yes, I'm a real young man, a brand new 25. Yes, I'm a real young man, a brand new 25. Well, I'm willing, I'm able, I'm frantic, much alive. Well, I'm 6 feet tall, I ain't no hand-me-down. Yes, I'm 6 feet tall and I ain't no hand-me-down. Well, I got a gal in town who calls me Good Rockin' Brown. wonderful life. Well, I'm a mighty man. I'm young and I'm in my prime.
This is an excellent fallback point if things get too hot.
We'll zip it, we'll dip it on the Rocket 69. We'll rip it, we'll tip it on the Rocket 69. We'll flip it, we'll whip it on the Rocket 69. We'll ride and guide and be so satisfied. The trip will be fine in my Rocket 69. Rocket 69, Rocket 69.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Mama, this is David. The Batman came back. I saw them shoot Mr. Lance and he fell off the roof. Michael said he'd be okay, but he isn't moving.
David, come on. Dad said we had to grab our stuff.
No! I have to leave a note for Mama so she can find us. Stop it!
Boys, come on. We're leaving. Now.
Hold it, I have to get Jangles!
Michael, grab your brother. There's no time. They'll be back any second.
I'm the type of guy who will never settle down. Where pretty girls are, well, you know that I'm around. I kiss them and I
Nice.
cause to me they're all the same. I hug them and I squeeze them. They don't even know my name. They call me the Wanderer. Yeah, the Wanderer. I roam around, 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 around. Oh, well, there's Flo on my left arm and there's Mary on my right. And Janie is the girl, well, that I'll be with tonight. And when she asks me which one I love the best, I tear open my shirt and I show her Rosie on my chest, cause I'm a wanderer. Yeah, a wanderer. I roam around, 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 around. Oh, well, I roam from town to town. I go through life without a care. And I'm as happy as a clown. I with my two fists divine, but I'm going nowhere. Oh, yeah, I'm the type of guy that likes to roam around. I'm never in one place. I roam from town to town. And when I find myself falling for some girl, yeah, I hop right in that car of mine. I drive around the world. Yeah, I'm a wanderer.
There isn't much left to properly identify these remains. If you keep hoarding that garbage, you're going to slow us down.
Oh, yeah, I'm the type of guy that likes to roam around. I'm never in one place. I roam from town to town. And when I find myself falling for some girl, I hop right in that car of mine. Drive around the world, cause I'm a wanderer. Yeah, a wanderer. I roam around, 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 around. Cause I'm a wanderer. Yeah, a wanderer. I roam around, 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 around,
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Not everyone can afford their own bomb shelter, and even if you have one, there's no guarantee you can reach that shelter should nuclear fallout come to your city.
Sweet.
That's why at Pulaski Preservation Services, we're in the process of building coin-operated, single-unit fallout shelters throughout the greater metropolitan area. To use one of our state-of-the-art booths, simply place the correct change into the coin slot, enter the chamber, and wait for the titanium door to close behind you. Rest assured that once closed, the door will remain completely sealed.
keeping you safe from all the Johnny-come-latelys attempting to claw their way inside. Sorry, Johnny. You're gonna have to find your own shelter. This one's taken. Once the radiation subsides, simply press the button to open the door and begin the task of rebuilding civilization. Because at Pulowski, we're about preserving our future, and that future begins with you.
We're on there from Bristol to Beantown. This is Atomic Radio.
The year was 1842. The place? Somewhere west of the Colorado. The Deadlands, they call them. For reasons that were obvious to people on the outside and heartbreaking for those left in. Somewhere deep in those Deadlands, there was a town without a name. And there was a reason for that, too. You see, for a traveler, a name is something timeless. A marker you can put on your map and find decades later. A name is a promise. A sign at the door that meant shelter from the dust storms and a card game at the saloon.
Damn, lost.
But whatever name was given to this accursed strip of land, it came and went before the ink went dry. That's because it was a town run by outlaws for outlaws, and whatever promises they made were left unspoken. So when the stranger walked into that saloon, no one could notice. Not the painted ladies doing their nightly rounds, not the gunslingers playing five-finger fillet. Not even the bartender living here against his will because no one else could mix a proper drink. But little did he know the stranger was the one person who could liberate them all, if he could just look past her face.
Give me a shot of whiskey, and leave the bottle.
Coming right up, ma'am. You new in town?
Yeah, I heard you got trouble with some outlaws.
That's putting it mildly. But there's nothing anyone can do about it now.
Where's the sheriff?
If you mean the man with the badge, he's in his office. But the badge doesn't mean much when the guy wearing it shot the previous owner dead.
Sounds to me like you could use some help. Maybe even a new sheriff.
I'm sorry, lady, but you're wasting your time. This town is beyond saving. You know how I know? Because every day some gunslinger comes riding through here, talking about how they're gonna clean this place up. And every single one gets strung up and fed to the crows.
And your point being?
I'd hate to see that pretty face of yours added to the list.
That's not how I make my living.
It doesn't matter how fast you are with that gun. They've got numbers, and they don't fight fair.
Well, good, because my hands aren't that fast anyway. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna dirty 'em.
So, you aren't fast, and you don't fight dirty. Sounds to me like I'm wasting that bottle on a corpse.
Don't worry. In about a week, I'll be the only one left to pay their tab.
Excuse me.
You know,
Don't
you do
despair,
a lot
sister.
of talking. But
We're here to
believe
save
me
the
when I
Commonwealth.
say it's nothing I haven't heard before. The fact remains, there's more than 20 of them and one of you.
There's ways to even the odds.
And how are you going to do that?
I don't know yet. But if you want to help, you can start by telling me about the outlaws who run this town. I want to know where they eat, where they piss, who they sleep with and where, starting with the men at the card table.
The old bartender told her what she needed to know, even though part of him felt like he was sending her to her grave. In response, the stranger simply nodded her head, confident in the fact that while her hands were slow, her aim was true. But more than that, she knew she was willing to dirty her hands far more than she let on, and it started the day she picked up that gun. To the stranger, the gun was the great equalizer, a necessary evil for someone born of the fairer sex. What did that word even mean, fair? Life had never been fair to her. In fact, it spent every day of her childhood finding new and inventive ways to express its cruelty, none more so than the day her brother died. So when she found a way to tip the scales, to bring balance to an unjust world, there was nothing dirty or unfair about it.
Who's the leader?
That would be the sheriff I mentioned earlier. You won't get to him as easily as the others. He doesn't have a routine, and he keeps 2 bodyguards with him at all times. But he does have a weakness, if you can call it that. A flair for the dramatic.
So he likes putting on a show. High noon, guns and holsters, all that.
That's right. But like I said, you can't really call it a weakness, because he's such a quick draw. Faster than anyone I've ever seen. And if you're as slow as you say...
Let me worry about that. Tell the Undertaker he can expect 17 bodies by the weekend. The bodyguards will surrender after I kill the sheriff.
That's it.
The best in talk, sports, drama, and music. Atomic Radio.
True to her word, it took her less than a week to get rid of most of the outlaws. They'd find themselves dead at their usual habits, the same spots the bartender had mentioned to the stranger that lonely night at the saloon. But as the bodies piled up, the outlaws got angry. The sheriff, feeling desperate for the first time in his long, unbreakable tenure, gathered up everyone in town for a mass execution. There would be hell to pay, even if he didn't know who or what would be footing the bill. With the risk of innocent lives being put to the noose, the stranger could no longer hide behind the fairness of her sex. She stepped forward and confessed to the killings, knowing damn well she wouldn't be believed. But she also knew it would give her an opportunity to prove it, and in the end, that's what she was aiming for. A chance to go mano a mano with the sheriff himself. The duel was set for high noon the next day. The stranger made sure to keep her appointment. They would stand a good 60 paces apart, hands shadowing their holsters, long hands crept ever closer to the top of the hour. When that journey came to an end, she knew the sheriff would be the faster draw, and his bullet would hit her first. But she also knew that if that bullet didn't kill her, she only needed one shot to drop the man who killed her brother, to bring the balance she spent her entire life searching for. The clock struck 12, and the sheriff's bullet ripped through her shoulder. She didn't flinch. Her face was solid, her hands were steady, aimed true. The stranger left the town the next night, but not before paying her tab and leaving the bartender a generous tip. The bartender asked her to stay, of course, and when she said no, he asked her for a favor instead. He figured the town was finally worthy of a name, and what better name to give it than that of its savior? The stranger refused to give one, so the town went on nameless for a time. From that day forward, travelers who roamed the Deadlands often spoke of a sanctuary, a place where weary folk could find a shot of whiskey, a hot bath, and a warm bed. All they needed to do was look for the sign outside the door. It said in no uncertain terms, strangers welcome.
Negative visual on the target.
Over here!
Mission accomplished.
Hey, wait there.
You point, I shoot.
Fire and whip!
Into each life some rain.
Hey, over here!
But too much is falling in my.
Hey! Head over there.
To each heart some tears must fall. But someday the sun will shine. Some folks can lose the blues in their hearts, but when I think of you, Another shower starts. Into each light some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine.
Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine. Into each heart some tears must fall, but
I don't think we're alone.
the sun will shine. Some folks can lose the blues in their hearts, but when I think of you, another shower starts. Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine.
Into each and every life, some rain has got to fall.
There,
Too much of that stuff is falling
fire!
into mine. And into each heart, some tears got to fall. But I know that someday that sun is bound to shine.
Some folks can lose.
We've got company.
But when I think of you, another shower starts. Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine.
I'm seeing evidence that some...
And now a word from our sponsors.
You were telling me about that article on tooth decay.
That's right, Mrs. Carson. Leading scientists reported the same research. Cleaning teeth right after eating. The Superdent way stops tooth decay best. And while they didn't mention Superdent Dental Cream by name, by the end of this conversation, it'll be clear to everyone that's the brand they're referring to.
I'm not so sure I know what that means.
It's called classical conditioning, Lucy. Don't worry, you don't need to understand it. Just know that I'm a dentist with a clean, healthy smile, and I'm holding a bottle of Superdent toothpaste in my hand. Your brain will associate the two naturally. But if you like, I can explain it another way. You like superheroes, don't you? Well, Superdent toothpaste fights tooth decay the same way the Unstoppables fight crime. That's right. Your teeth can be as strong as Grognak, or as smooth as the Silver Shroud, so long as you use Superdent toothpaste. So when we say Superdent toothpaste is for the little superhero in your life, we mean it. That goes for you too, Mrs. Carson. Try brushing the Superdent way today.
Domestic talk, sports, drama, and music. Atomic Radio.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Greg Penny. Tonight here on Quizmatic, our returning champion Charlie Templeton goes for his 20th win in a row, potentially bringing his cash earnings to over $300,000, the most money ever awarded on television. To do this, he is risking nearly all the money he's won so far, and quite possibly his family's hopes and dreams in the process. Are you sure you want to do this, Charlie? I hear your daughter is graduating high school this year.
Well, I've told Sally many times that community college is just as good as Harvard. But I don't plan on losing.
Glad to hear it, but be careful. Your opponent tonight is no slouch. Casey Green is a handsome young barber from Seal Falls, North Dakota, and a very sharp man. No pun intended.
Pleased to meet you, Greg. I'll do my best.
I'm sure you will, Casey. Best of luck. Not that you need it with that winning smile of yours. In any case, if you're both ready, let's say we start right now. Abraxadine Chemical presents Quizmatic! Hands on your buzzers, gentlemen. Our first question pertains to famous haircuts of the 20th century. For 10 points, what style, seen here on this General Atomics television, is worn by the king of rock himself, Elvis Presley? Charlie?
I believe that's a pompadour.
Correct, and the first 10 points go to you.
That was an easy one. But if the questions are going to be about hair, I'd have a hard time beating a barber.
Come on, Charlie, you know as well as I do, the questions are selected at random. So moving on to question number 2. For 20 points, this style of comb is characterized by its long tapered handle, similar to a common household pest.
That would be a rat tail comb.
Correct, and with 20 points, that puts you in the lead.
Now hold on, that was another barber question. You said the questions were random.
They are, Charlie. It's purely a coincidence.
Okay. Just saying. If the next question is about haircuts, or combs, or clippers, I might just throw a fit.
Not to worry. Question 3 is about the Civil War.
Thank you. I don't mean to make accusations. It's just a little weird, you know? Him being a barber and all.
I understand your concerns, Charlie. Now, for 30 points, what style of facial hair was worn by Civil War General Ambrose Burnside?
What the
Is it sideburns?
Correct again, Casey, and I must say it, the audience loves it when you show us those dimples. Let's see them. Aren't they fantastic, America?
All right, I want to speak to someone in charge. This is obviously some kind of fix. I mean, why are all the damn questions things a barber would know?
Charlie, you're overreacting. Remember, there's still time for you to win the game.